The history of professional mixed martial arts on a global scale is still relatively short compared to other sports. And as the field finds its footing, we can witness some unusual anomalies arising. One such anomaly is that a fighter can be well regarded, highly skilled, and yet virtually unknown and rarely discussed for much of their career. Sometimes, these relative unknowns get one famous fight and become a star. But sometimes, they simply fade into the background, a footnote of sports history. Only time and a twist of fate can tell which path a fighter will take. Alexander Volkov is a Russian mixed martial artist who has been active professionally since 2008, becoming a famous face in his home country and beyond through his attachment to various organizations, including M-1 Global and Bellator, in which he held heavyweight championship titles. Currently signed with the UFC, Volkov is listed at number 6 on the heavyweight rankings, just behind legendary fighter and opponent Alistair Overeem, and yet remains relatively untalked about in MMA circles. With a professional record of 32-8, Volkov is no slouch, yet very little is known about the fighter outside of Russia. Is Volkov a rising star, destined for worldwide celebrity? Or will he remain an athlete with limited range, only remembered by his most loyal of fans? And how does his fortune reflect that crossroads? Like, share, and subscribe to the Ultimate Fighting Network as we find out how Alexander Drago Volkov spends his millions. Because Volkov's popularity outside of Russia is limited, information about his finances and lifestyle are sparse. His earliest career earnings are largely unavailable, but some numbers are public. According to online sources, his Bellator purses, especially near the end of his contract there, hovered around a pretty standard $30,000. In the UFC, Volkov debuted at $40,000 to show and $40,000 to win, a definite upgrade from his Bellator purses. Thanks to his victory against Timothy Johnson and Reebok sponsorship money, his first fight in the UFC netted him $82,500. A year later, he got his first six-figure win against Stefan Struve at $102,500, and his salary only grew from there. He started making Fight Week incentive pay in 2018 and has benefited from 2 Fight Night bonuses since he started with the UFC. The numbers for his most recent fight with Alistair Overeem are not yet available, but his largest purse to date is the $194,000 he made in his victory against Fabricio Werdum in 2018, which included a $50,000 Performance of the Night bonus. Estimates online for the numbers available place Volkov's career earnings at around $1,045,500. However, it should be noted that his net worth is likely substantial and undisclosed. This is a reasonable guess because of the various Russian brands Volkov has endorsements and sponsorships with. Besides Reebok, both in Russia and in the US through its partnership with the UFC, Volkov is sponsored substantially by Toyota Russia and has endorsed their cars through ad campaigns and posts on his social media. He also has endorsement deals with Beats Russia headphones, One Galaxy, a Russian Samsung affiliate, clothing brand Fightwear, and SIS Gels, a sports replenishment product. Through his Instagram, Volkov often promotes products that he uses in his daily life and training, and while not all of them are formal endorsements, a large portion of them probably are. This is why, though the numbers online are unclear, we can probably place Volkov's net worth in the low millions. So how does Alexander Volkov spend his fortune? As earlier stated, Volkov's details are not widely known, and because he's not considered a major star of the sport, very few articles have been published about his lifestyle. But from his social media, we can get a picture of Volkov's day-to-day world. Alexander Volkov is a devoted family man who lives with his wife and young son in a beautiful home in Moscow, Russia. Unlike other fighters who split their time between countries, Volkov lives solely in Russia and only travels when he needs to. He's a self-professed homebody who, when not in training and getting prepared for a match, enjoys reading any book he can get his hands on and vacationing with his family. Thanks to his Toyota Russia sponsorship, Volkov drives a white Land Cruiser 200 and has also test-driven other high-end vehicles for the company. Volkov's wife, Vida Volkov, has her own line of skincare called Vicare, which Volkov has endorsed. He also loves animals and has at least 2 pet rabbits. Volkov is a big believer in becoming a better fighter using every tool available, whether ancient or modern. He's traveled all over the world to diversify his training, most notably to Thailand to study Thai boxing from local masters. He's famously trained for a long time with an ancient training tool called Iranian bats, also known as Indian clubs or Persian meals. These have helped him improve his strength, agility, and balance. But he also loves his top-of-the-line technology, and has publicly endorsed the Oura Ring health tracker in his training regimen, as well as the sport watch brand Polar. During training, he also has his meals specially designed and delivered by a nutrition service to make sure he consumes the right blend of nutrients for his high-energy routine. When it comes to fashion, Volkov likes to step out in style. He has a long-lasting relationship with high-end Russian menswear brand Mastersuit. They've designed many of his bespoke suits and casual wear. Style doesn't end with clothes, however. Volkov is also a big fan of tattoos and has spared no expense to have his entire back tattooed with an incredibly detailed design that he insisted be done in only 2 weeks' time. According to Volkov, it was one of the most painful experiences of his life, but worth every minute and every cent. Like so many other athletes before him, Alexander Volkov stands at a crossroads for his career. On the one hand, he's gained money and fame and a loving fan base, if not globally, then certainly in his home country. He's a skilled fighter, a vicious striker, and a passionate athlete. He has success, a beautiful family, plenty of endorsements and sponsors, and an ever-expanding fortune. The one thing he doesn't have, at least right now, is the global name recognition to catapult him into true stardom. As his career continues, will we see his celebrity grow, or will he stay a relative unknown? Only time will tell. One fight, one matchup, one victory can often make the difference between a simple fighter and a legend. What do you think about Alexander Volkov? Comment below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching the Ultimate Fighting Network.